This week on Xenomania, when an earthquake opens a path into a bank vault, a teen discovers a creepy book and a series of records. Of course, he has to play them, even in a blackout and against his sister's wishes. With no Ash Williams to save them, what he unleashes will destroy his family and neighbors before the night is through. We certainly know not to read from an evil book, right, guys? Right? In addition, we play a round of Slash or Stash that has to be completely safe for my co hosts. This is Evil Dead Rise. This is Xenomania.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
In the middle of the night, a nice boomstick.
I bet you do, buddy. Do you just say, come get some?
Groovy, baby.
Shop smart. Shop as smart.
Do you like to wake
Mine
up
was
with a
very out of place.
boomstick? A boomstick nestled between your pillows?
Your Necronomicons?
The Necronomicons. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, God,
There
we're
you
going to
go,
hear that
guys.
so many times tonight.
Yes,
Yep.
you
Yes.
are.
Oh
Yes,
my
you
God.
are.
Necronomicon.
But we are talking about The Evil Dead, but we're talking about The Evil Dead Rise, the recent sequel in the Evil Dead franchise, as we're talking about it today, July 10th. Evil Dead Burn was released, and from my understanding, to mixed reviews. Mixed to positive reviews, I should say.
That's what I've seen. I'm not like, it seems like this is, I don't know a lot about the director. I did watch his previous movie this afternoon, Infested, which is a French spider takeover kind of movie. It's all right. It seems like it's a big step to hand The Evil Dead to him, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
2 Rotten Tomatoes right now, 72%. IMDb 6.9 out of 10. Metacritic 58%. So it's not struggling, but it's definitely getting criticized.
It's a chance taken with a new director, right? Still on the same story focus. I feel like, as we'll get into it with Rise, it's like a requel. Like, it's remembering the past films. There's homages to it, but also in this film, it kind of takes its own creative direction. And I know I messed up on homage. There we go.
Oh,
Homage.
you got it. You got
You're
it.
good. You didn't say
I was-
homage, at least.
That was a prideful smile.
Homage. Oh, okay. I was worried. But
You didn't see us nodding approval?
no, I looked away because I was like, oh man, did I mess up? And I just kept going with it, just like John
Ryan did
Belushi in
best.
Animal House. But it's like taking that chance, and as again, we're gonna discuss, like, with the question is to kind of give a theme, is this even an Evil Dead movie, right? And that's something to ponder. While we'll answer our version of it later, but that's something to ponder for the whole podcast.
Let's
Because-
criticize something real quick. Let's
Okay, let's
criticize something
crit-
real quick. In every Evil
What-
Dead movie, there's the inciting event, right?
Yes,
The inciting event is the finding of the damn book. What's the book called again, Ryan?
the Necronomicon.
The Necronomicon. So in this
Mhm.
movie, was the finding of the Necronomicon up to par?
Yes, 50-50. I feel like when you're first introduced to it in The Evil Dead, the original one, you got the atmosphere, the creepiness, the lone cabin. There's no lights, no electricity. You feel the airiness.
Mhm.
There's something bad in the cellar. With this one, you go into this vault, like bank, because the building's built on top of a bank. Danny, is it Danny?
Danny.
I think
yeah.
Danny's the one who finds it, yeah.
Danny, yep.
The
Danny,
sort of non-age specific male character who looks like he's 12,
yeah,
but
I was
he can
wondering
drive.
about that.
He looks 12, but he drives. He's sort of like 18 to 20 in a Justin Bieber 18 to 20 kind of way, where he could be a lot younger.
I kept
You
thinking
can't
of
really tell the difference between him and Miley Cyrus at that point.
Yeah.
That kind of Bieber? Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So they find it in the bank vault after an earthquake in this movie. That's right.
Which
And
I
Danny,
felt like it
it
it gave me
works. I mean,
Exorcist vibes.
it does, and it gives you like sort of a sense that this isn't something you should mess around with. That it's locked in a vault in a bank that was obviously abandoned and then built on top of. Whoever put it in that vault didn't want it to come out.
Is that based on all the hanging crosses and the big crucifix on chains
Yeah,
guarding it?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hints in there that you probably shouldn't take these things.
Yeah, I
It's
wouldn't have touched
definitely
it.
no.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Yes, we would have.
No shot.
At whatever random
Nah.
The book, yeah.
whatever random preteen to teen age that Danny is, you 100% would have taken that stuff too. You'd been like, this
That's
stuff is
true.
cool. I'm taking it.
I was thinking of
We-
current me, not then me. Yeah.
No, because current
Wasn't
you,
thinking about
current
the
me,
past.
we understand the danger in taking that book.
I'd
Right.
still take it. Why not? What's the worst that's gonna happen? Okay,
Did you not watch the film?
What's the worst that's gonna
I'm a little
happen?
more horror
I don't
savvy.
know. I don't know. Your body's gonna contort in
Well-
weird ways. You're gonna vomit a lot. You're gonna try to off your
Bile.
family. You're gonna
Blood.
yeah. You're gonna change a bit.
That's just that's the demons. That's the demons talking.
You're gonna be possessed and a passenger while all that's occurring
Well,
in your body.
You know,
Even worse.
I'd be fine with that because you know what bothered me a little bit is I like the new design of the book with the teeth, but I miss the old design with the face on it. It kind of threw me off, to be real.
Yeah, it's true. That is a good distinction, by the way.
Yeah, I mean the
difference
teeth was
between the
cool,
covers.
but
Well, there are
Mhm.
different. In Ash versus Evil Dead, didn't they distinguish that there are different Necronomicons?
I've only made it up to season 2.
Maybe that's
That's-
further
that's
than I
why.
got. So
I've seen the
Oh,
whole
then
series.
maybe they
didn't
mentioned
pick
it
up
was
on
so
that
long
yet
ago.
then.
Do they
So,
mention that?
I
Is that a
don't.
thing?
I don't
You
remember
don't
for
recall?
sure.
So
I
that's probably not a
watched
thing.
Ash versus the Evil Dead was probably the last show I watched like live as it aired,
Rightfully
Okay.
so.
not streaming. I
Rightfully
would
so.
just yeah. But I mean, it was long enough ago that I would have to. That would really be making it up if I guessed. It
Oh,
might.
there are 3 distinct volumes. It's canonically established that there are 3 distinct volumes. Volume 1 is the one in the Evil Dead trilogy. The original Volume 2 is in the 2013 one, and Volume 3 is in the Evil Dead Rise.
I wonder if they're gonna show each book in the upcoming sequels. Like Burn will have a different book, and then Wrath will have a different book.
Better pull those
Maybe.
images for the pod.
Just thinking.
That'd be pretty
Maybe
neat.
that'd
Burn,
be a good idea.
Let's see if they run with it. Let's see if they run with it. I know that this movie is filled with Easter eggs. Before we start touching on those, or the ones at least that I noticed, how about the cast? Did you guys we talked about Danny already, the ambiguously aged child, boy, teenager? How about the rest? An Evil Dead movie with kids has a different vibe to it.
It does.
I'll
It
be-
does. It very much does. I like the
Yeah.
kids though. Like I liked, they didn't just cookie cut some personalities. They gave whatever age Danny is sort of his own personality with his DJ kind of thing, and and Bridget is the eco-sensitive middle child. But Cassie to me is the best of the 3.
I see the little one.
Yeah, the little one is
Yeah.
awesome. Walking around with Stephanie. I mean,
Yeah.
Stephanie's the funniest part of this whole thing. She, like, if you haven't seen it, Stephanie is a wooden staff
Yep.
with a doll's head on top. And it's
Fantastic.
designed to ward away evil in Cassie's world.
In Cassie's little hopeful world.
And
Kind of works at one point.
yeah, it
Kinda
does.
does. Kind of does. Well, see, the thing about this movie is what cuts right through it is that the person possessed at the apartment portion of it is their mother.
Okay.
And that's horrific. She does such an amazing job, that actress, of being horrifying, by the
Mhm.
way. And just
Yeah,
all of
she's-
the
Alyssa Sutherland.
Yeah, she's really, really good in that. Like
Mhm.
she menacing and like just but also, the way they use her ability to just sort of float back into being mom
Yeah.
and
It's unnerving.
very, very unnerving is a very good word for it.
It's just
This
like
was the first movie I'd seen in a long time that I found actually like discomforting.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
Like bring
I
her
was not
back.
comfortable watching this. Now, Bring Her Back was a bad movie.
So did you feel the glass scene in this was on the level?
It was
of
hard.
Bring
That
Her
was
Back?
hard. No, Bring Her
I
Back's
thought-
on a different.
I thought
glass
that
scene was
gla-
hard though.
That glass scene was rough.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Rough.
But it wasn't like
Yeah.
a child chewing on a butcher knife.
I mean, it's not
You see the
far
glass.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
yeah,
You see,
I mean-
You see the glass.
off. For
Poking through.
if
they
again,
definitely
if
upped the ante in this.
if you haven't watched it, you should probably pause now and watch it. But after Bridget gets possessed, she eats a glass.
Yeah, it's tough.
But it's all based on the demons that are in the book, which I like. Like Ellie is based on what I'm just gonna call the Red Queen demon because of her red hair and all that. And she looks
Okay.
like an ambiguous, like the leader of the whole group. While Bridget becomes, I don't know how to put it. Like she's got, it's on the tip of my tongue. Like it's the demon with the maggots inside, and it's like eating. It's eating her from inside, so that's why she eats the glass to kill what's inside her. There's a term for that. It's from an X-Files episode too, so that's why I'm like,
Man, yeah. Well, we'll call her Magatina.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I do enjoy demonology. Yeah, that works. I do enjoy demonology and stuff, but the specifics you're getting to.
It's
are
in
ringing a bell.
Constantine too. It's in the
Mhm.
first issue of Hellblazer. It's like the bugs eat you within and kind of like suck your soul, but in the demon terms, it's an ongoing thing. So that's why it keeps eating people and glass and anything to what's inside it.
What's inside of it is what's getting me because the gluttony aspect.
Unalive.
I'm
sorry, unalive.
No. I mean the unalive and what's inside thing is what's throwing me off because the gluttony thing is a big like you can find a few of them that are like that.
Yes,
but Belphegor-esque and stuff. But I can't think of anything but like when you're consciously trying to off it from within. That's why you're eating things. I don't know.
I feel like it's a lower term. Demon,
be.
if that makes sense. But
It could be.
by the time we get to the third act and we get to the big Mamba Jamba, that's pretty cool. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the family merged one.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
Mamba Jamba.
Yeah,
The full on body horror one.
yeah. The what do we call it? The amalgamation of all the bodies.
The amalgamation. There we go.
The what?
What was that?
The amygdala.
Yeah, the amygdala.
I went with the Batman
Amygdala?
villain. Yes, the Batman villain. Yes, going that direction.
The part of your brain.
The amygdala. I'm trying to remember that.
And then the amygdalas from
The amygdala.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And that's a cool little lore too. In Bloodborne, you had to get a certain amount of insight before you could see the amygdalas that were always
Yes.
around you throughout the whole game. Awesome job. Back to Evil Dead.
Yes.
So we're getting through this movie and we're watching it and we're constantly judging it because it's got Evil Dead in its name, right? Does it stack up at all with the first three? We're not even going to talk about 2013 right now.
No, we're gonna skip that. I think
For now.
I put my opinions on 2013 out there pretty strongly.
You know,
Mhm.
seeing it in theaters with the high hopes, it'd be great. And then
You saw Rise in theaters?
Oh no, not Rise.
I
2013.
saw
I
Rise
saw.
in theaters.
So
I
we
wish
just
I
established
did.
we were not going to talk about
Well,
2013.
that's what
We're going to
you-
continue
I-
on this
he was-
track of
I
thought.
thought he was talking about 2013 real quick. That's why I was like, I saw it in
No.
theaters. You didn't like
Just
it?
said he
I-
was just letting us know that he didn't like it.
I
Not
Be that
even a
as it
little.
may, how does it stack
Not
up with
even
the
a little.
original trilogy, Ryan?
In my
For
opinion,
the
I
sake
think
of not droning on about the bad movie.
it does a good job, I feel. It's going more to the first one, where the first one's really direct horror, but it has little instances of the second and third one with the Deadites' face and how they act. But it goes more
Okay.
to the horror aspect. While with like 2 and Army of Darkness, even with Ash versus Evil Dead, if we're gonna talk about that because that is canon, it is horror, but it's a little more comedy. It has a little more of
Okay.
a comedy edge. While Evil Dead
This
Rise,
isn't
no, this is
comedy
like
at all.
no, like I had to watch Spinal Tap after this film. Like
Wow.
I was like, this is the second time I've watched this film, and I still get unnerved. And I knew certain things were coming, and I was like, no, I gotta watch a comedy or something.
I have a hard time cutting it through movies like this these days. This kind of horror, and I appreciate it too. It's not like I don't like it. I do like it. It's just harder for me to watch now. Isn't that weird?
The gore.
I'm becoming a giant wuss. Maybe it's the gore, but the body horror definitely adds a lot to it. But it's a genuinely scary movie that makes it so like you want to turn on the hall light before heading to the bathroom again and stuff like that. Yeah. Which is kind of why we do this. We like scary movies, but this style, I should say, has been getting tricky for me.
You don't know she's at the end of the hall. Like,
You hear her skittering around on the ceiling.
mother dear.
In the air
Oh,
ducts.
I would punch my mom down the stairs. Ma, you watching? You're getting it bad. If you get possessed and come after me, you're gonna fly.
I mean, that's fair.
Throwing
That's
it out there.
it's reasonable.
That's fair.
I mean, it's reasonable.
I think
She's
she'd
possessed.
understand.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
would
but,
want.
without
she
She would
hesitation.
want
We're
you
talking
to do
like
that.
this is Sparta.
She would want you to do that.
Yeah, let's hope because it's
Oh
happening.
yeah, because like you can, and I like that is they continue that from at least I don't want to say from the first one, but at least the second and third one, and Ash versus Evil Dead, where when the person's possessed, you see a little bit of them come out. Again, it's really not seen in the first one. I feel like in the first one, it's more of an illusion where it's luring the characters down into the basement. But the second and third one and the series, you do see those characters come out from the possession, showing the pain and what they're going through. And it, I feel, shows in Evil Dead Rise through little hints. But that demon does have a big hold on her.
Yeah, she's pretty roughed up. She's not coming back.
Oh, the elevator scene, I thought, like, remembering when I first saw it, I thought we were going to get another tree scene. I'm like, thank God.
The cables,
Yeah.
Oh, that was definitely an Easter egg as well, though. I
Yep.
firmly believe that was done intentionally.
Oh, absolutely. There
There's
were a
few
bunch
them.
of them.
There's
Yeah.
the Bridget Fonda. There's a Bridget Fonda illusion with the billboard.
Yep.
Where it says Fonda on the billboard, and for some reason it didn't I couldn't shake it. And it's like, what's going on there? And it's because Bridget Fonda was in the Army of Darkness, or is she in the second one? She's an S-Mart clerk.
Oh,
Oh,
Army of
so-
Darkness.
Yeah, probably Army of Darkness.
I think it's
yeah.
Army of Darkness.
She wanted to be in the franchise, but she couldn't because she was in another movie. That's what I dug up on it.
If it was Army of Darkness, she might have been in Single White Female at the time.
It could have been. That was a breakout movie for her. That and the one where she's a hit woman.
Yes.
I forgot the name of it. That's another great one.
Imagine if she was the lead actress in Army of Darkness. That would have been
Was that-
awesome.
Was that
That's what she
was
wanted
that
to be.
La Femme Nikita?
No, La Femme Nikita was
No.
a different one.
Luke Besson.
Yeah.
Different one.
I can
It was
see the cover.
La Femme Nikita is basically the same story,
Yeah. I can see the cover. I can't pull the movie out.
though.
See, my problem is I'm just thinking of Pam Anderson in her film at that time, where she plays. Where she plays like the assassin.
Barbed
action
Wire?
one.
Yeah, is it barbed wire? Barbed wire, yeah.
Womp, womp, womp.
Barbed Wire was a little
that
later
dude.
though.
97.
That was
Yeah.
a blockbuster rental. That was
she
with the boys.
This was more about the Snapdragon time.
exactly. I want to do the last Easter egg I noticed because I noticed this one in the wild. I was so proud of myself. Did you guys see the one in the pizza box?
Pineapple?
No.
Pizza
No.
box, the catchphrase in the pizza box says, "Come get some."
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. I didn't see that.
It
I
made me
did
so
see
happy.
it, but like,
Yeah, you didn't catch it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, you get the landscaping truck, so you know that there's going to be a chainsaw around.
Yeah.
You get the continuation of probably one of my favorite series of Easter eggs is the continuation of the love for between Nightmare on Elm Street and the Evil Dead series, with the neighbor kids coming to invite Bridget to watch all the Nightmare on Elm Streets with them, even the bad ones. And then
There's
the
no
other
bad
kid,
ones.
yeah, there's no bad ones. I mean, there are, but we won't.
Yeah.
yeah. Who's the
That's
first
for
person
another
you
day.
thought of when that scene hits? Ryan.
Mm.
I thought of Ryan. Ryan would be the guy to invite us to watch all of them back to back.
Yeah.
Be like,
Oh,
I got
hell
3
yeah.
in me, buddy. That's it.
Once you get into it, though, I won't even show the remake. I won't go that far. I own it.
A lot.
No, you can't go that far.
I-
That's too
many-
far.
I'll just say Jackie Earle Haley's.
In a row with that.
There's
baby.
8 in a row.
Plus the remake.
9 with the remake. I
So
wouldn't
it'd be
even
9?
show the
Yeah,
remake. The
that's-
remake is like
That's a full 24 hours.
It's no,
Thank you.
they're only like 80 minutes a pop. They're not that long. 85 minutes.
Oh, sorry. So we'll just be sitting in the same room for 14 hours watching.
Yeah.
You might walk
It's
out
fine.
during the second one. That's about it.
I don't know. I generally, unless I'm feeling very completist, 1, 3, and New Nightmare. Generally, my rotation.
New Nightmare was very good.
Yeah. I mean,
New
though.
Nightmare was very good.
there's
I watched
no-
that in the
yeah,
theater as a kid.
94. Oh, God.
Remember the tongue that comes out of the phone?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I don't know.
Watched a dude flip out on a bunch of kids too because they kept screaming stuff to scare people in the theater. And this giant guy stood up, turned around, and gave him like the business. He was huge. He looks exactly like you think he looked too. And he's just like, oh my God, they're gonna die. This is great. It's a good movie. It's a good experience.
I was gonna say I enjoy them all. 1 up to New Nightmare, and even with Freddy versus Jason, I feel like it's because of my dad. My dad was a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. He like Nightmare on Elm Street in his house was big. He had the cutout board. He had everything Nightmare, and then on the other side was Hellraiser. So that explains a lot of my love for those 2 franchises. But I feel like each one offers a different insight into the Freddy Krueger character. Because, like, yeah, you can see it as a repeat of, like, it's a nightmare, it's a dream. He keeps coming back. How does he come back? It's recycled. But you get more of the mentality of the character and the characters he's going after. Even though it becomes cartoony a little bit by, like, Freddy's dead, it's still a good experience, I feel like, in the horror community.
So
Ryan loves
I
that
wanna-
franchise, everybody. If you have any questions, I'll give you his phone number. You can call him, ask him anything you want about it. All right, John. What you saying,
You
buddy?
have to say the rhyme.
So, like with this sort of long-standing Evil Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street mutual admiration situation, it goes back to the first Evil Dead. If you watch the first Evil Dead, and at one point there's a poster on the wall for The Hills Have Eyes, which is Wes Craven.
Yep.
So Craven noticed that in the first Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy, when she's trying to stay awake, which mirrors something that Ash is going to have to do a lot too, she's trying to stay awake by watching The Evil Dead. So then you jump to Evil Dead, and even in Ash versus The Evil Dead, when Ash goes to the shed to weaponize himself with his chainsaw, hanging on the wall is Freddy's glove.
Oh, I never noticed that.
In
Yeah,
Evil
that's
Dead
cool.
2, right?
Evil Dead 2 and in Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Okay. The Necronomicon
Um,
also makes an appearance in
mhm.
Jason Goes to Hell, by the way.
We'll get to that.
Word.
And then you have comic book crossovers that then sort of tie Jason into it.
Yep.
But so what I'm going to ask you, and this sort of goes back to Evil Dead Rise and Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which Lee Cronin made after he made Evil Dead Rise, and he is insisted is within the same universe as the Evil Dead. Does that make a movie in the same universe? Or is this just an Easter egg?
I think that they're different things. Yeah, in this case, I can't say definitively either way, but I think that those two things are distinguishable from one another. There are Easter eggs in films for things like appreciation of other films, and there is something about being in the same universe. I don't know if we could say that these are in the same universe as Nightmare on Elm Street, for example.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's established through this is that their universes each include those movies within them, but not necessarily that the events in Nightmare on Elm Street are happening in the same universe as the events in The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think that I buy that more than... I mean, there's nothing to say that they're not in the same universe, really, but
No.
there's also nothing to say that Godzilla's not in their same universe either.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's a far limb, buddy.
I
There's
mean,
no Godzilla.
he's
I mean,
not
you-
always around.
but-
He's not
but
always around.
You can make that case with a lot of things. Like the same actors are in a whole bunch of movies. Are they the same universe?
Right.
Like we were saying before we started, is Footloose and the first Friday the 13th the same universe?
I can't believe people think
No.
that, but
Characters
kudos
and
to
actors.
you.
They don't. They don't
Yeah.
think that.
Kudos.
But it's just an over the top example of
Yeah.
that concept. And for me, I watched
What
Lee
these
Cronin's The
damn
Mummy.
neckbeards are talking about.
Yeah. I watched Lee Cronin's The Mummy yesterday, and that, to me, that was the extent of the connection. Is there's a voice in a recording that's the same as the voice in the recording on the records that Danny finds. And I don't know if you guys caught this. Bruce Campbell's appearance in The Evil Dead Rise is on those records.
Yeah.
He's one of the
I
priests.
didn't catch that in the wild.
Right?
I did catch that when
He-
I was making sure my Easter eggs were all squared away.
Mhm.
And I learned about that Easter egg. It's Ash's
His-
voice in the record.
Yeah, he's the voice saying "burn the book, it's evil," or what? Yeah, that's Bruce.
Okay. I thought it was one of the priests.
Pretty cool, right?
Well, it would make sense with all the journey he's gone because I mean, evil. Not to bring up Evil Dead 2013, but the best part is his cameo, and like the idea is there's multiple universes, and that's what kind of like Sam Raimi established in interviews. So like it could just be Ash traveling through universes or something, and it got caught on the record. But I want to, if we can step back real quick.
Well, can we clarify that real quick, though? There's multiple universes within the Evil Dead franchise?
So Evil
Or
Dead,
are you
Evil.
talking about the 3 different Necronomicons within the same
No,
universe?
so Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead Army of Darkness, and Ash versus Evil Dead's one universe. The Evil Dead 2013 is a separate universe. And I believe this new trilogy is a separate universe as well. However, the book connects them all. Originally, what they were supposed to do after the 2013 one was connect Ash to that, but because of the negative reviews, they never went forward. And that's why we have
Interesting.
Rise.
Got it.
So
All right, that's a big
what
bit
you're-
of lore. Good to know.
what you're telling me, the way I'm interpreting this, the first 2 Evil Deads, Army of Darkness, Ash versus the Evil Dead, are like Halloween 1 and 2. Evil Dead
Yes.
2013 is Halloween 3.
Yes.
And then this new trilogy is everything that comes after Halloween 3.
You nailed it
Got
right
it.
on the head, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So history's repeating itself.
It means we may be in for some tough times with the Evil Dead franchise.
For real,
But
dude. For real.
You guys, when we were talking about interpretation, Tarantino said something perfect. And it was about his own films, of course. Like whenever you watch Pulp Fiction and the briefcase is open, you see the gold. We all make the interpretation. Like for me, I think it's Marcellus Wallace's soul. You know, that's what kind of like he's doing with The Mummy, and what a lot of people do is allows audiences to determine if something is connected or not, which I have a lot of respect, and it kind of gives the audience control. Now, I don't think The Mummy's connected to the Evil Dead at all, but some people might go, it is because of the voice, and even with the Kevin Bacon thing with Footloose and Friday the 13th. I'm trying to make it a thing now. You know, he left the town and he went camping. But it's just fun stuff for the audience to make that connection. But there are legitimate ones, like Michael Keane's character in Jackie Brown. His character, the same character, appears in another movie, I think 2 years later from a different
That's
director.
same universe. That's interlocking the movies in the same universe
Yep.
when they do that.
Yeah.
But
There's a
that's
difference
cool.
between that and the same actor playing a character of the similar age in a different movie. That's what I'm trying to make sure we don't get caught in the soundbite of being like, every movie Kevin Bacon's in is in the same universe. No.
What do you mean? No.
It's a clone.
No. Mystic River is Friday the 13th universe.
He survived the arrow through the neck, and that's where he went.
Yeah, that's where he went. He
Yeah.
became an FBI agent.
He had a
And that's why you can see ghosts and stir of echoes.
Out about Stir of Echoes. Don't forget it becomes invisible at one point too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we have a game tonight? Let's get off this. Let's get off
Of
this.
course
crap.
we have a game. We're back to our standard slasher stash. It's gonna be 5 and 5. 3 and 5 rather.
Oh,
3 and
I was like, wait a minute, we're changing
3
it
and
now.
5. Oh, I forgot to open them. Close your eyes, guys.
Aha. I will not.
I'm not. Hold on.
Well,
What
then
movie
fine.
is that?
Damn. I just saw some good stuff there.
Yeah, you saw a download screen. My nothing actually. I don't
Ravager.
need that. All right, now we'll reshare for you.
Okay. I lost Ryan's feed too when you did that, which makes it even funnier. So now I'm just alone.
No, I'm here.
All right.
No, but I couldn't see you until he reshared. Okay.
All right. Can you guys see
Hello.
my screen?
All right. Are we doing
It is themed.
Slash
You can
crappy
guess.
remix?
It's
Crappy
uh,
remix.
it's a nice
Is it
guess.
close
It is
enough?
not, however, correct. I'm not gonna punish you, but
Hold
it's
on.
just like
Yeah, but
stashing some of these
shouldn't.
movies might be
That's a good
punishment
guess.
of it in itself. So, anyways,
Okay.
the
So
Crew
say if the
2024.
next
Are
movie is
we
crappy.
slashing or stashing?
I'm gonna slash this.
slash.
He's holding a katana on the cover. I wish I could slash everything about this movie.
You know what makes me sad is the author, because I got to meet him. He was so hopeful for this remake because he was like, they're gonna take my vision and make it what it is, and I'm
They
like,
did not.
no. The closest you're gonna get it, and the definite one is Brandon Lee. Just saying.
This is not.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
this is
remake a
not
movie
my
like
Crow.
The Crow because The Crow was forged in sorrow. No, yeah, good call.
This
Not
ain't-
my Crow.
Yeah.
This is not my. Crow.
Nobody liked.
All
The
right.
Crow. Even the kids don't like it.
No. It's
All
not my
right,
Crow.
movie number 2 is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
What's the thing, bro?
The fifth part in a movie.
It is the 5th part.
Yeah, but Crow.
These are all Part 5s. That's
is
the
that
5th
possible?
Crow movie. That's
the
the
Crow
5th Crow
remake
movie.
is. No
Yep.
way.
Yep.
How did you
That's
know
the
that,
5th
Ryan?
Crow.
Part Friday 13th, Part 5.
Yeah, he
And
got
then
it
I
from
guessed
this
based
one,
on that.
for sure.
But then you think about it: Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2013, Rise is
And
the 5th,
Rise is
and
five.
oh,
Yeah, but you didn't do that. You didn't think about that.
I did.
You
I did. Wait, hold on. Do I get an
No,
extra?
you saw Part 5
Hold
and
on.
you blurted it
Do I
out.
get an
No.
extra stash?
Yes.
No,
God
there's
damn.
no
Oh,
extra.
I
We're
didn't
not
punish you.
no.
Don't get rewarded. This
Be-
is the best
beca-
night ever.
because I honestly I think you're gonna struggle to stash. You're both gonna struggle to stash 3 movies here. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but
if you get stuck, I'll let you have the 4th one. But I
All
don't
right,
think you're
'cause
gonna want it.
Yeah, but the thing is I do enjoy the 5th. Like I do. I'm gonna stash Part 5 because I do like Part 5. I think it's unique for Friday the 13th and the direction they were taking it. But I do like Halloween 5 because it connects to the 4th one.
I doubt he's going to put that up here. Make
He
our
might
lives
have.
easier.
He
I
might
loved
have.
Halloween 5.
That's your the shoot scene.
No, I loved Halloween 4. Oh, no,
No,
is that 5? I thought
that's
that was
4.
4.
No, 5's
4,
with the
4 is
shoot.
the one with Ted Hollister.
Where's the shoot scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the shoot scene?
So real quick, I was getting back. I'm back in school, ladies and gentlemen, and to write papers, I have to have a movie on in the background. I always go with horror. So the first thing I did, and I was going to text you guys, but I was so busy typing. It was Halloween 4, and the scene came on with, "God damn it, Earl, you shot Ted Hollister," and I'm typing the paper, just laughing.
Shit, Earl, it's Ted Hollister.
Such an underrated sequel.
That's a good movie.
Turns.
Oh,
Stash or
Slash.
slash?
Slash in this bad boy.
I'm not even going to say blasphemy because it's not even the best, but it does something different, which I respect.
Movie number 3.
Stalking. That's
Oh,
what it does.
Slash.
The Fly 2 from 1989.
Slash.
Which is the 5th in the Fly series.
This is the 5th Fly movie.
Vincent Price was in the first 2 sequels.
I can't stash this either. This is terrible.
Is this the opening where she gives
I might
birth to
slash
the
them
baby
all.
fly too? Like they continue it?
I think I don't
No, not this
remember.
one.
No.
I remember this one had the song in the commercial. Hush little baby, don't you cry just because your dad was the fly. It was amazing.
Oh. If I'd known that jingle, I might have stashed it. I am so sore and tired, guys. Sorry for all the groaning. All right, let's see what's next.
Movie 4. Rocky 5.
How many
I hate
slashes
you.
is this?
I'm gonna have
It's-
to stash
it's
this, but
3
I
and
hated
5.
this movie so much.
It's 3 stashes, 5 slashes. Yeah, I'll slash
Yeah.
Rocky 5.
This
I
one's
don't
so bad.
don't do
I
it.
told you I
Don't stash.
I think by the end of this list you're gonna be begging for extra slashes.
What do you prefer, this or Rocky Balboa? This or
I liked
Rocky
Balboa compared to this.
Balboa I liked more
I like
than
Balboa
this.
because
The
he's got
Rocky
that
5
he's
is
got that
just
speech
silly.
for his son in Balboa. It's really
But
bad. Rocky
me-
3
for-
is the one that is better than Rocky 5, but it's like yeah.
This is another one. When I rewatch the Rocky movies, I go most of the time I go 1 through 4, and that's it. That's enough. I almost
Yeah.
never do 5 and
Yeah, I don't
Rocky
need to hit 5
Balboa.
either. It's unnecessary.
I haven't seen the last 2 Creed.
I'll give you a
movies.
guilty
I saw the
pleasure from
first
it.
Creed. Okay.
They chose the worst person for him to fight in Balboa too, by the way. Creed 1 is watchable. The rest of the Creed movies are garbage. I said it. Fight me. I
Didn't
don't
even
care.
bother.
I still gotta
But,
watch 2
I-
and 3 before I make an opinion.
I'm not a Michael
The-
B. Jordan fan either, really. He's not.
We-
he's not
we
that
have
good.
established
I talked
that.
about it in our Sinners episode.
We
Yes,
have
you did.
established that.
Oh, man.
All right. You guys ready to go on? Movie number 5.
We got left with Michael B. Jordan because Chadwick Boseman died. That's what happened.
Yep.
But I'm gonna stash Nightmare
Nightmare
on
on Elm
Street.
Street 5.
Dream Child, I'll stash too.
Is that the dream? It is the Dream Child. Yep, because
Yeah,
it's
I'll
Dream
stash that.
Warriors, Master, Child. This one had the yeah, there it is. The creepy
Yep. Stroller.
stroller. There we go.
Bassinet.
Bassinet stroller.
Buggy.
This one was this the one where he crushes the girl in the bug, the bug thing?
Oh, I hated
don't
that scene.
remember.
You know
when he
what?
puts her, she gets stuck on the fly paper.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a tough scene.
All
There's
right.
that scene and the baby having nightmares.
Movie
Hey, John's ushering
Number
us along. Here we go.
6. There it is. Halloween 5.
Stash. Stash. I'm fine.
I remember
with
the actress in this, the little girl.
Danielle
she's
Harris.
From, she's
Danielle
from
Harris.
Full House and stuff too. That's her name, Danielle Harris. She's like the badass friend that gets you into trouble in a ton of TV shows.
She
I'll
grew
stash
up to be
Halloween 5 as well.
Yeah,
That-
she
that
grew up
rounds
to be
me
the
out.
badass one.
I'm-
Yeah, that rounds you
I
out.
am.
Yep,
you have
that's
Ryan.
fine.
You
I'm
have
sure
the
there's nothing
option.
but garbage left.
I wouldn't be so sure. Movie number 7.
Son of a
That's
corn
why is that the wrong poster? That's not
You
the poster I
trapped me.
downloaded.
I was
It's
gonna say,
It's
Lord of the
Phantasm
Dead.
Ravager. I have to
It's-
get you guys the right poster for when this actually comes out. Phantasm Ravager. Sorry, Kearns. Ryan, would you
So
like
hold
to
on.
exercise
Bastard.
your extra?
But what's your last one?
I would have
Pat?
taken Ravager over all of my choices.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna stash Ravager. I love Phantasm. After we covered Phantasm, like I understand now when they did a lot of reviews for the fifth film, as we discussed, that you have to be a fan to enjoy the last film. You have to enjoy the whole story to enjoy the last
All
film.
right. So movie number 8, you both have slashed. I think you're probably both going to be a little disappointed because you have slashed Clint Eastwood's Deadpool.
What, Dirty Harry in the Deadpool? Oh my God.
So
My
we
God.
eliminate Liam Neeson's career. We eliminate Jim Carrey's career. But you want to know something, though? Sudden Impact is a better film than the Deadpool.
I mean, of course it is.
I'm just
It's
saying.
I mean, I think what we just discovered is that the first one is better than all of the part 5s.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, come on. Find something to argue with.
Out of
that.
hold on. Out of the Dirty Harry movies, I think the best one is Magnum Force, which is the sequel.
Okay, I mean, all right, fair enough. Fair
There
enough.
are sequels that are better than the originals.
I will
amend.
I will amend my. No, I won't because the statement stands is there is not a single one of these movies where part 5 is better than the first one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're okay. Fair on that. Fair.
I just put them on notice about the same thing.
Fair.
Ryan.
Fair.
You guys are missing again.
Oh, we're here. We can hear you. We
The
can
rest
see
of the
you.
podcast without being able to see you. I forgot how I fixed this. Okay,
Corner.
There's the
boxes. Yeah.
Get the box. It's in the box. Speaker, and then back out to gallery. Yeah. All right. So
That was a
we
good
are
game.
going to be accelerating towards the end. It was a good game towards the end of this podcast.
Yeah, I like that one.
So is this even an Evil Dead movie? Kind of talked about that, but is this even an Evil Dead movie?
Yes.
Kind of, I guess in a sense.
Spiritually, it is. I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have the core elements. I miss the campiness. I do. I think we've established my love for campy anything, especially in horror.
It's hard to have an Evil Dead movie without the camp, and this definitely does not have the camp.
Yeah, but
Nor do I believe Burn will have the camp. I think they're going to go hard in the paint again, trying to reimagine the franchise for the modern day, and I'm not sure the kids are ready for it.
have you seen the trailer for it? Yeah.
For Burn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The recent one where he goes on the dishwasher with the knives. I mean, they're just going with the whole gory aspect again and just taking it up to a notch. But the campiness is what made Evil Dead, but the first film is what established it as a horror. And that's what it is what we got to remember. It's a horror film. I mean, yeah, the comedy adds to that layer. But what Rise does is bring that horror back which is not over the line like 2013, in my opinion.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you get a plain pizza pie, you get olives on 30% of that pizza pie. Is that the same as a pizza pie that has nothing on it or just olives on it?
This is Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Am I going to jump off a bridge? Like,
is that the same thing? Would you be happy with the same thing being brought to your door?
I wouldn't want olives on my pizza.
And if it had, there you go.
I wouldn't want
I'd be
original
happy,
Evil Dead.
I'd be happier with the
olive.
30% one. I'd be happier with 30% olives than 100% olives.
And Army of Darkness, it's 70% olives. It's 70% olives. It's way more campy. So it's not this. It's just that you're taking a major element that was part of the movie out of it, which is what I think John's argument was too. And it's not to say, and I understand what you're saying too. What they did, what their choice was to go full on horror, and even like make it even crazier than anything that's coming out right now. Try to get real gritty with it. But we're kind of nostalgic. We missed a little bit of that campy vibe.
Yeah,
they didn't even try for it.
For sure. Like Ryan, you said after you watched this, you had to go watch Spinal Tap because you needed something lighter. After this, I went campy. I had to go find campy stuff to watch. So I watched a movie called Arbor Day.
You wanted the tree scene, that's why.
Arbor Day is 100% not something we will ever cover on this. unless probably a Patreon kind of thing. It is fantastically terrible, fantastically campy.
We definitely have to do Patreon for movies that are so bad they're good.
Basically the whole Puppet
Alien.
Master franchise besides the first one, which we'll cover later this year.
Oh, those movies were pretty good, yeah.
The first three, first five, retro.
I'm biased because
They're all good.
What like HBO would be on the box.
You went from saying none of them are good to the first one is good to the first 3 are good to the first 5 are good to all of them are good in the span of 30 seconds.
Skip 6. That was a cash cow.
He's a professional waffler on this issue.
I don't mess with Puppet Master. All right.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. Effects in this movie compared to the first ones, we're talking a lot of CGI, but this one does have practical effects too, Evil Dead Rise.
Mhm.
Did you like the effects of this better than the first trilogy?
That's a good question.
There's a charm. There's a charm in the first ones. But I mean, as far as like splatter and gore, I think this is just as effective.
I think I'm more looking at the makeup than the splatter and gore because anybody can do splatter and gore with today's technology. I won't give Rise its flowers there, although it does a good job of it.
The makeup is more, I guess, realistic would be the way to go.
You're having a hard time here.
Oh, we've never had John on the back foot before.
You see, I don't want to compliment this movie, but I'm going to.
Well, I
think
mean,
that the place where this movie shines the most, probably the makeup.
Yeah. Like it's a more realistic look. It's not the Deadites you're used to seeing. It's not like they're not melty or gooey or any of that. They're, and Ellie is in particular is pretty carved up facially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the flair of the originals. That's the thing. It doesn't have
no flair.
Like
I concur.
I can watch this and you can say that's a Deadite, but you can see any other film now and see a similar thing. But you watch the original trilogy, especially the first one, when she first is possessed by the Deadites and like the granny face in the cellar. That's really haunting. And that's like, no matter as a kid, adult, when you first see that or watching it again, it stays etched into your mind because it's different.
I feel like that too takes a lot of planning and a lot of talent and a lot of artistry and also like Q-tips and spray and all that to make the mask itself back then, to make everything look the way they did, the set pieces.
Love went into
it. I think I gotta give, because I feel the love in the first 3 movies. I do not feel the love in Rise. I think they did a good job in Rise, but I give the edge to the original personally.
Rise is a thank you. Rise is a thank you though. If you want to say that, it's a thank you for thank you for to Sam Raimi, to Bruce Campbell for making these films. This is what I'm going to do to show how much I love it. And Lee Cronin, it's
I don't know if I buy that.
No,
I don't see that in the movie. I think that's what you want it to be, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know
I would love it for it to be.
Raimi and Campbell are executive producers on this, so it's not like they're not involved.
Was Campbell? Campbell was? I thought it was just Raimi.
Yeah, they're both of them are executive produced this, so it's not. They're not involved. They're there. It's so like. Are they paying homage to themselves? Like, did they find someone who would pay homage to them for them? And, I think there's some element of, this is what I grew up on and I want to show some love for it in the writing of it. But I think at the end of the day, this was, the opportunity to make an Evil Dead movie and they jumped on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did
I
help
don't mean to bust your bubble, buddy. I'm not trying to be argumentative with you, but I just don't. I don't know if that's there. You have a very romantic view of this.
I think there are people interested in seeing the Evil Dead franchise continue, and probably including Raimi and Campbell, but they don't want to do it themselves. They moved on to other projects.
Wait, you don't know that Raimi basically wrote out the whole franchise for them, right?
I mean,
You know-
it's
do you know
there,
about that?
but Cronin's got the screenwriting credit on this, not Raimi.
Yes, with the screenwriting, but the storyline wise, Raimi's got it
Yeah,
all
I
plotted
mean,
out.
He sketched it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
plotted it out. Okay.
So
yeah,
he gave him a
but
guideline.
they say the two of them have like moved on to other things. I mean, unfortunately for Bruce at this point, it's health.
Yeah.
But you know, Sam Raimi's moved on to doing other things. And he got into the superhero money. He got into other money. He's returned to some level of horror this year with Send Help, which I haven't watched yet, but he's sort of they've moved on.
That
I
brings
think
me to
this-
kind of another point. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish.
I think this if you're somebody who wants to see more of the Evil Dead, this is what you should expect.
And that brings us to the next point, which is perfect segue, Mr. John. And that's how does it make you feel that the franchise has changed directions this way with losing the camp and everything? We see how Ryan feels about it. I think I know how John feels about it. Like what happens you can expand this to any franchise that you love and it switches up gears.
It's funny because something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, after the first one, went more into the camp,
Yes.
and I fell off. But but Evil Dead moved away from the camp, and I think I like when it stays in that original realm more, which I know is limiting, and it's not how I am with a lot of other things. Like authors, I want to see the full range of what they can write. Musicians, I like AC/DC, but they've made the same album for 50 years.
Right.
Yeah.
I want music. I want bands that are going to be inventive in what they do. Still identifiable, but inventive.
See what you're saying?
I agree
But
with
in
that.
movies, you kind of want that blueprint to stay there.
If you're going to be a part of a franchise, I want it to feel spiritually like the other ones. But, at the same time, like I said, I think if you want to see an Evil Dead movie, this is what you're going to have to expect.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But
All right.
I think
sometimes
it's what you should
change
expect.
isn't that bad, as long as it's for the better, though.
Mhm.
I mean,
I think you should want this to be where you go with the Evil Dead. I don't think unless you're getting Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell back involved, I don't think you want to see it go back to the camp because nobody's going to do it as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah.
that too. Who is out there right now? Who would they cast? Ryan Reynolds or something? Like who are they gonna
No.
try to get to capture Bruce Campbell's ability to play Ash?
no, not Ryan Reynolds.
Skarsgård.
I mean, no, you can't replace the King, baby.
A Skarsgård or a Hemsworth.
No,
yeah,
no, thank
somebody
you.
in that realm. They need an attractive leading man that is
Mhm.
able to have charisma of that level and that can
Mhm.
like kind of free it up and yuck it up a bit like he did. There's nobody out there right now I can think of that can pull that off or who'd want to pull that off.
An unconventionally handsome lead. Like not someone who's like Brad Pitt handsome, but someone who's like, hey, that guy's good looking in a weird way.
Yeah.
Oh, Dean
The
from
one that, like,
Supernatural.
Okay.
I'm not seeing that.
I don't know his real name. Dean.
That's
Yeah.
I don't remember. One of
No?
them is Padalecki. I don't
Jensen
remember who the
Ackles.
other one is. I don't know which one is which, but I mean they're kind of
Jensen
both
Been a
Ackles.
bunch
tradi-
in my lifetime where I've heard the women find them hot and I'm like, really?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think they're
So you
too
gotta figure, is it the
traditionally
Riz at that?
attractive.
It's the car. Chicks dig the car.
Yeah. Cars get
Stick the
rust.
long ball.
But there it is. There it is. Now we know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We are moving into the wood chipper. This is the
The wood
second
chipper.
episode in a row we get to discuss a wood chipper. Let's
Yeah.
talk about
Yep.
it.
And this is the moment
Dale and
Evil Dead
Tucker had the
Rise
better-
is sunk
the better
into.
one.
Yeah, I mean it's funnier. This is where we've sunk fully into body horror.
Just jump in there.
We have all
The wood chipper
all
or
the
the-
deadites melded together for the wood chipper. A sort of
but it's
I
not
found
that
just
bad.
melted.
Yeah.
Body horror stuff, because at that point it's so clearly like, oh, this is
Mhm.
pretend.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
smoother
I
body
enjoyed the wood.
horror.
I enjoyed the wood chipper in this.
I did
It's a good
too.
way to
I
end
mean,
things for the kids, because I couldn't see. They basically made it hopeless for the rest of the cast throughout this movie.
Yeah.
You never saw a way they were going to win.
yeah. Well, yeah, and you really get that when Beth plays the records from the end to the beginning to try to figure out how to stop this, and it clearly says,
Yep.
as long as there's pieces of them, they will keep coming after you. So,
Yep.
wood chipper.
It's like, and then of course that didn't work wholly, because at the end of the movie we find that guess who's possessed now?
Mhm.
It's
The
like,
nice, the nice blonde lady who goes
Yeah,
on
see.
vacation with her friends in the beginning of the
Mhm.
film,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
was,
that is
which was a
Jessica
nice.
from the beginning.
I like that change though, because like usually you get the opening of any Evil Dead film where it's like right into the book, right into the Deadites, and yeah, you get that in the beginning, but it's like undisclosed for the viewer. It's like different. Like, okay, you get the
Yeah.
cabin and stuff, but where is the book? Why is she possessed? Like, what's going on? And then it builds up from there. I like that change of
Yeah.
pace. And that scalping scene,
yeah.
that was, I think, that was the
I don't
worst.
know why I become so squeamish in my older age.
Because you
usually
see the
not.
brain. You see her brain
Yeah.
popping from her freaking
I know,
skull.
like, give you an example. When I watched Hannibal and he takes,
Ray
oh
Liotta.
my God. Yeah, Ray Liotta's skull cap.
Yep.
And does the little slicey dice and throws it on the griddle and whatnot. It's like, I was like fine with that. It's like, oh man, whoa.
You
cool.
can tell it's fake, though.
Mm.
You can
Can
tell
you,
it.
though?
I feel
Well,
like you can.
even if it didn't look fake, I would have been cool with it, because I was younger and I didn't care
There,
about being
there's
degloved
also
or things.
there's
like that.
also a little bit of camp to that scene, whereas the scalping in Evil Dead Rise is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that Hannibal
it's true.
campy in there.
Yeah, because he's talking to him like he's like a third grader.
All right, so Evil Dead Rise currently has an 85% critic score and a 76%
Okay.
audience score. So it's, pretty positive. We found a 5-star, which goes, "Mommy's with the maggots now." That line epitomizes how dark this whole film is. It misses the humor of the Bruce Campbell film, but it's still a solid release. I'm not sure that's a 5-star review, but that's a 5-star review.
I would
And a
put it
few
more,
words.
but yeah, I don't want to say my review yet, but it's like a couple stars, a little lower.
I mean, you just said your review.
No, not really.
Eh,
Not really.
I minus two.
Not
We'll
really.
see.
Oh,
We'll
it's a
see.
3, but it's,
And of course, there's some 1-star reviews. This 1-star. "The writing felt more focused on ideological messaging than creating believable characters or a compelling plot. Social commentary can absolutely exist in film, but when it becomes overt enough to overshadow the story, it pulls me out completely." And I'm confused as to what movie this man watched.
Yeah, what's the social commentary in Evil Dead Rise? There's
the
no
only
RPG
thing
stuff I can
the
think of.
only thing that resembles any social commentary is Bridget is going to a protest.
yeah.
And it's an environmental protest. It's the least controversial protest you could have.
I feel like they just
Yeah,
want to
for
complain
real.
about
Her
the film.
her sign is the least controversial sign you could have. Make Earth cool again. But I mean, this is sort of the problem: is anything that you don't like is too woke, and that's basically where we're getting that somehow this Evil Dead movie is woke.
It is not. And
No,
then it's
it's
new,
not
it's
even a little.
nuance for sure. It's, I mean, if you do everything that is progress or difference, then yeah, I guess that does track with some of these
Oh,
people.
true.
But yeah,
Nuance. It's like noir.
both words
And
do
then-
start with N. It's
And
true.
then we have one more 1-star review. "Everything about this movie, including the script, dialogue, acting, and directing, was bad. Evil Dead Rise is as by the numbers as it gets and still manages to be bad, even when following a formula. And again, I'm not sure you watch the same movie.
Some of these reviewers get me scared based on their opinions because I feel
dude.
like
The
I
fact
get
that
it.
they in our society bothers me.
Well,
But yeah, continue.
it's just like we said this like earlier in our like episodes with the whole thing. If you're going to film school, you know, you think you have all this like opinionated and you think this is how a film should be. No, a film can be anything. Like even like The Room. The Room's a horrible movie, but it's a fun watch. It does
It's
what it does.
arguably the most horrible movie because it was
Yes.
intentionally done to be good. I think that's what makes it shine.
Yes, but it's like people got the different opinions, and that's what it is, all different opinions. When these reviews, I feel like, are just shooting the movie down, where, yeah, like, you can be truthful of it, and there is negativity, but there's positivity, too, within it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole 1-star
Yeah,
concept
yeah.
is kind of foreign to me. I don't know that I have a single movie that I would rate as 1 star.
Batman and Robin.
I'm not,
There's that
not
one
even
star
that.
movie out there. And Robin.
Not even
Trying
that
to
for
make
me
that full.
because it's goofy and stupid, and if you watch it in the right circumstances, you can have fun watching that. It's not good.
Yeah,
Like, it's not.
you watch it.
Maybe
If you watch it under the
maybe.
right circumstance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's yeah.
The right circumstance,
them
the right
by
people, the right
theaters.
whatever. Like, you can have a. I wouldn't
agreed,
The
agreed.
Room's not a 1 star for me. I love The Room. I love that stupid movie.
Is that it for reviews or we have more?
No, that's it for our reviews. What about you guys?
Well, we already know Ryan, so might as well start with you.
Well, it's a 3.5. It's a 3.5 star, and the reason why is because it does a nice homage to what was in the past, but it doesn't reach that level. It's not Bruce Campbell. It's not Sam Raimi. I think of Evil Dead. I think of Ash. I think of Raimi. I think of the craziness, the zaniness, like the laughs and the scares. This movie did a great job of scaring the crap out of me. And it does have that cover of an Evil Dead. You see it throughout its veins. It just went straight horror. And compared to the 2013 version, I think they did a better adaptation this time around than they did of that, because I feel like this one brought a resurgence back to the franchise, while the 2013 one kind of like started rumblings and then it just dropped dead because it was too dark.
Okay.
I added a lower number initially, and then I take into account just how much effort they put into making it scary. And it is a scary movie. So I gave it a 3, solid 3.
Oh.
Just for that reason alone. I try not to let bias come in for my love of the original trilogy and things like that. I know what they were trying to do. I know what they pulled off and what they didn't. I just think it's a solid 3 all around.
And I'm gonna wind up right in between you guys.
Ooh,
I'm going
Right where we
3.25.
like it.
those aren't pillows, John.
Yeah. Let me fluff them. There are things that I find to be very effective. There's some good scares in here. The makeup, the effects work. But again, like you see, like I go back to my feelings about the Dawn of the Dead remake. It's the same with this. This isn't my Evil Dead. If you love those movies, if you love the remake of Dawn of the Dead, that's fine. It's not my Dawn of the Dead. If you love Evil Dead Rise, good. I'm glad people are finding things they like in horror. Evil Dead Rise is fine. It's a serviceable movie for me. It's not anything more though.
Fair enough. And there you have it, everybody. That's Evil Dead Rise. We're going to get into our top 5s right now.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
And I'm flipping it up
Right, meow.
because meow. Did anyone say
Right, meow.
shenanigans?
Don't flip anything up.
What do you mean?
Just do your top 5. Nothing flipped up, sir.
But I'm changing it
Nope,
up a little
flip
bit.
that
No,
back down.
no, I'm changing it up a little bit.
Flip that back down. Nope.
It's up.
Nope. Top 5.
Oh boy.
I'm going top 5 worst from best because I'm ranking Evil Dead movies tonight.
Okay.
And we're starting off with the worst. That's Evil Dead 2013. That's why I keep bringing it up. Went and sat in theaters, was very hopeful. I was like, all right, this is Evil Dead. Let's rock it. They're going to bring the series back. And it doesn't hit the mark. I feel like they went too dark. I get similar premise to the first one. It's supposed to be a remake, but it's just too dark. And you miss that point of what Evil Dead is. Like, even though the original one is dark, you still have like lighter moments in there. And I think that's because of the practical effects and that it's also college students filming it. They're having a good time filming it, and you see it.
They off the dog.
Yeah, they do.
In 2013. Like,
yeah.
That automatic point deduction.
Grandpa. That was the dog's name. Imagine sitting in the theater and that happens and everyone just goes hush. And like, we're like, crap, we have like another 50, 40 minutes left of the film.
Yeah, like it's not near the end.
No, it's right at the beginning.
There's still a ways to go.
I mean, yeah, cool scenes. I love the raining blood. But other than that, it's the worst. And that goes to number 4. We talked about it tonight. That's Evil Dead Rise. It's right there at the number 4. I can't, maybe it'll stay. It's never going to go up. I want to see burn before I can make an assumption of that, which goes to number 3. That's the original Evil Dead. It's right in the middle because it started it, but it was kind of getting its groundwork, It was the beginning and you can see it developing. And that goes to number 2, where I feel is the real start of the Evil Dead as we know it, and that's Evil Dead 2, the original requel. Because, it starts off right at the end of the first one, but they retconned the first one because of legal rights and all that with Sam Raimi and him not owning the first one. So the best thing he did is do a requel, and it leads to one of the best Evil Dead movies of all time, and that's Army of Darkness. Hail to the King, baby. Boomstick, chainsaws.
Like the best one for catchphrases.
Oh, God. As a kid, like, my uncle would tell me, if you have to watch any of the Evil Deads, just start with Army of Darkness. And that would
boom still.
It's so good. And that's like kind of like this is the movie that really definitely like Evil Dead starts it, Evil Dead 2 picks up steam, and then Army of Darkness makes it a sensation to what we know it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. All right.
So that is the best.
Ryan. All right. Cool concept for the top 5 too. Best or worst to bet.
You guys liked it.
Mm-hmm.
We did. I loved how long it took you too. It was like your fastest top 5 ever.
I was prepared.
And that leaves me plenty of room to spread out.
All right, John. Let's see what you're gonna do.
All right. So I went with top 5 or 5 other evil books in horror movies.
Nice.
Necronomicon makes a lot of appearances on this list anyway, but so my number 5 is the movie Evil Speak, and the book is the Libro Mortis, which is the Book of the Dead. So a bullied military school cadet played by the superior Howard, Clint, stumbles upon a way to make his tormentors pay. He has found the Book of the Dead, which used to belong to the evil Father Esteban. So he uses the book and his computer to conjure Satan and take his revenge.
Sold.
I just have to plug the other Howard real quick, Cinderella Man. I watched it again the other day, and oh my God, what a masterpiece that movie is. Ron Howard directed. Masterpiece. So we'll give him a nod.
Ron Howard has made a lot of good movies.
Yes.
But there's something about Clint. Clint is my guy.
Yeah,
agreed.
Man.
Ice Cream Man, Ticks.
Yeah, Clint's been in a lot of great stuff.
Seinfeld.
Adam Sandler movies too.
Yeah,
but all right, what's your 4 or your next one?
My number 4, we're going to go to the Necronomicon, and it appears in Night of the Demons Part 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what's the story?
6 years after the horror, I'm going to tell you. 6 years after the horrors of Hull House, Angela's body has still not been recovered. Her sister Mouse is invited to a party at the house because kids just never learn. The others try to prank her by reading from the book, and instead they awake a very angry Angela, dooming most of the teen partygoers and repeating history.
Fair enough. I like that one. Forgot that's in that movie.
Oh, shoot. We got to do a little cut in here because I meant to ask you how to pronounce something.
Okay.
Eibon.
Eibon.
Ebon?
Ebon.
I would say
Ibon.
Ebon.
Ebon?
Ebon.
Ebon?
Yeah.
Ibon? Okay.
No, I would do it.
Ebon. Ibon.
Are you waiting for me to look it up?
I mean,
It is. Both pronunciations seem to work. It says Ibon rhymes with Tyon, so Ibon or Ebon, which is exactly what we said.
What's
Nice.
the background of the movie?
You're gonna get.
You're
a
about
good
to get
little
it.
bit.
Because
Yeah.
that would
I
get you
get
your
why John asked you
pronunciation.
this question.
So we're going Ibon or Ebon? Ibon?
I wouldn't say Ebon. I've been reading it as
Ebon.
Ebon my whole life.
Yeah.
Ebon. That's how I've always read it, but I wanted to make sure. I don't do well with pronunciation of words like that. Okay. Back to the list. So my number 3 is going to be the rare appearance of an Italian horror movie, and it's The Beyond. And the Book of Ebon is the evil book in this one. So this is the second movie in Lucio Fulci's Gates of Hell trilogy. And in this one, a woman inherits a Louisiana hotel where many supernatural accidents have occurred. Unfortunately for her, the hotel sits atop one of the gates to hell, which had been opened previously by the reading of the Book of Ebon.
Bum, bum, and Book of Ebon goes all the way back to Lovecraft. Forget which story though.
So I do have a question.
I do.
Which
Yes.
story?
How is it connected to how I'm reading it real quick? How's it connected to House of the Cemetery? Because I love that film. Like, how is it like? Is it just the theme? Like when John Carpenter did his theme
It's
trilogy?
thematically.
Okay.
It's more thematic than direct.
Fucci's good. He's really good. He's a good
I like
director.
Fulci. He's
Fulci, I'm
got
sorry.
a lot of. Yep. So my number 2, we go back to the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, and it's a movie that's actually come up tonight.
Jason
Number
Goes to
2
Hell.
is Jason Goes to Hell.
Yes.
So Jason returns this time 100% more occult than the previous 8 movies.
Yep. Possession.
Now the spirit of Jason can jump bodies and needs to find a member of his bloodline to be fully resurrected. And of course, the Necronomicon is required, so it's an Evil Dead movie, right?
There's a connection. There's a rumor. There is a rumor with this that Jason is actually a Deadite. Because if you watch that movie,
I mean,
how does he like his heart? He's got to move his heart to get and like put it inside the person through the mouth.
you're trying to make sense of Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason, it's Evil Dead.
Jason Goes to Hell also sets up the Freddy and Jason crossover, as at the end, it's a very Freddy-esque bladed glove that pulls Jason to hell.
Oh, that was 100% Freddy's glove. But do you know who was behind the glove?
No.
Kane Hodder.
Okay.
Kane Hodder
Interesting.
technically played Freddy.
Technically.
Listen. There's no bigger sin in Freddy versus Jason that Jason is not Kane Hodder, but that's a topic for another time because we have to go to number 1.
What?
And my number one is a twofer. The first one is 1932. The second one is 1999.
Hey.
And it's The Mummy, the Book of Thoth, and the Book of the Dead in both 1932 and 1999. book sets in motion the return of a vicious mummy Imhotep, set on reconnecting with his lost love and destroying anyone in his way. Whether it's Boris Karloff as a mummy or Brendan Fraser as an American leading an expedition, you can't go wrong with the mummy.
I am so happy you mentioned the
Good top
1932 one,
five.
because the 32 one doesn't get as much flowers, I feel. The 99 one takes it over because it's more adventure and it does the story of, I think, a little bit better.
Not on it.
But the
91. And so many people of our age group loved the 90s one. The
Mhm.
99.
oh, of course.
Yeah.
But
I
like
mean, the nine.
you gotta have the 30s one, and then even the Hammer one, which is a remake of it too.
But listen, this is kind of a losing battle with movies like that. They're gonna get forgotten. They're gonna get underrated because
Yeah.
who saw the first Mummy in theaters?
Oh, 99 or
No,
30?
the
Oh,
1932. Who saw that in theaters?
definitely
Who
none
can
of
still
us.
talk about it?
Yeah.
Exactly. The people who saw it in theaters, the youngest is nearing 100.
Yeah, fair.
So those things just get forgotten because you didn't experience it firsthand. We've all experienced 1999 Mummy.
Yes.
As with most things
Hopefully.
that produce other successors and stuff like that, people included, eventually the things that you leave behind or the thing that makes you special is seen in those other works later on. So whatever comes out in 205 that's inspired by The Mummy from 1999, which took its inspiration partially from The Mummy from 1932 or whatever it was. Like you have to keep that in mind because eventually all things lead there.
But we do have a positive though, because
I mean, that was positive.
well, no, even more to add to your positive is Gen Z is getting more into physical copies and a lot of older movies, and they want to experience the past more, and they want to, like, for people who love film, they want to see what's the big buildup of it. So they're going through the history of film and watching film, and they're enjoying the older films more than what they're seeing today. And that's a big positive to add to that positive. Builds off of it.
I mean, we've talked about it before. Some of the challenges this generation is going to have with older movies. The beats are different. It used to be you'd get the action scene and then like 10 to 15 minutes of plot and then the big action scene. Now that's getting compressed
Yes.
because that's where the attention spans are, and you need to keep that together. Right now we're at a very TikTok society.
Depressing. All right, that's going to wrap up the episode for tonight, everybody. TikTok, bad.
Oh,
Evil Dead Rise, good?
50-50?
Okay,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Evil Dead Rise is okay.
All right. That's it for us tonight, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.